Most people are not afraid of failing. They are afraid of being seen while failing. Think about it. There is something you want to build, a creative project you want to start, or a completely new path you want to take. You dream about it. But the moment you grab your tools, a quiet, cold voice whispers in your mind, what if it's not perfect? What if people laugh at me? What if I look foolish? So, you freeze. You tell yourself you need more time. More research. More preparation. You wait for the day you will feel 100% ready. But let me tell you a harsh truth, ready is a myth. Perfection is just a fancy word for cowardice. And while you wait for the perfect storm, life quietly moves on without you. My name is Sean, and today's story is about a young girl named Chloe, who spent her entire life building a beautiful prison made of her own high expectations, until one old, broken mirror changed everything. Chloe lived in a bustling city on the East Coast. She was incredibly talented, observant, and passionate about art. Since she was a little girl, she wanted to be a master painter. She didn't want to just paint pictures, she wanted to paint human emotions. But Chloe had a disease. Not a physical one, but a mental one. It was the disease of perfectionism. If she drew a line and her hand shook even a millimeter, she would rip the entire page to pieces. If she mixed a color and it wasn't the exact shade of the sunset she imagined, she would throw the canvas into the trash. Her peers at the local art community were starting small, selling rough sketches, making messy mistakes, and showcasing their flawed work. Chloe looked down on them. She thought, their work is so imperfect. I will wait until my skills are flawless. Then, I will reveal my masterpiece to the world. Years passed. The messy beginners became skilled artists. They opened galleries, built audiences, and grew. And Chloe? She was still sitting in her room, staring at blank canvases, filled with anxiety. She had the highest standards, but zero creations. She wasn't an artist anymore, she was a critic trapped in her own mind. One rainy afternoon, feeling completely suffocated by her own lack of progress, Chloe walked down a narrow alley and found a dusty, old antique shop. Behind the counter sat an elderly man named Mr. Vance. He was an old craftsman with silver hair and warm, wrinkled eyes that seemed to see right through people. Chloe wandered around until she saw an old, large wooden mirror frame in the corner. But the glass inside it was completely shattered and cracked into 100 pieces. Yet, it was beautiful. "Why do you keep a broken mirror in your shop, sir?" Chloe asked, shaking her head. "It's ruined. It can't reflect a perfect image anymore." Mr. Vance looked up from his desk and smiled gently. "Ah, young lady, you see a ruined mirror. But I see a story. A perfect mirror only tells you what you already know. But a cracked mirror? It catches the light from 100 different angles. It shows reality in fragments. It has character because it survived." He leaned forward, placing his rough hands on the counter. "Tell me, child, are you avoiding the canvas because you are afraid of the cracks?" Those words hit Chloe like a physical blow. Her eyes filled with tears. She didn't say a word. She bought the empty, wooden frame, carried it to her studio, and hung it right above her blank canvas. That night, Chloe looked at the empty frame. She realized that for 25 years, she had been waiting to become a perfect reflection. She was waiting for the fear to disappear. But fear never disappears. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is the realization that something else is more important than fear. She picked up her brush. Her hands were shaking violently. Her heart was pounding against her ribs. She dipped the brush into bright, messy, unblended oil paint. And for the first time in her life, she didn't think. She just painted. She painted her frustration. She painted her fear. She didn't try to make the lines straight. She didn't try to make the lighting logical. She let the paint drip. She used her fingers to smudge the edges. It was messy. It was chaotic. It was raw. When she finished at 4 a.m., she stepped back. Was it perfect? No. Objectively, it was full of technical mistakes. But as she stared at it, she felt a profound rush of tears. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever created because it was real. It was her first complete piece. The next day, she didn't wait. She took a photo of the messy painting and posted it online with a simple caption, "My first painting. It is flawed, and so am I." She expected people to laugh. She expected the critics to tear her apart. But the internet reacted in a way she never anticipated. People didn't care about technical perfection. They connected with the emotion. An art lover from New York commented, "This feels so human. It looks like a soul breaking out of a cage." Within a week, her painting was sold. Not because it was flawless, but because it had a heartbeat. Years later, Chloe became a renowned artist known for her expressive, deeply emotional, and textured paintings. She never learned to paint perfectly, because she realized perfection is dead. Life is found in the texture, the mistakes, and the willingness to show up raw. In her grand studio, right in the center, still hangs that old, empty wooden frame from the antique shop. Whenever a young, anxious student comes to her and says, "I want to start, but I don't feel ready yet," Chloe points to the frame. She tells them what I am telling you right now. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the imposter syndrome to go away. It won't. Stop overthinking yourself into a state of paralysis. The version of you that is confident, successful, and brave does not exist right now. And that version will never show up while you are sitting on the couch waiting. That version is waiting for you at the end of a long trail of terrible first drafts, messy starts, and embarrassing mistakes. You have to earn your confidence through your scars. So, start badly. Write the terrible first page. Create the ugly design. Record the awkward video. Plant the seed even if you don't know how to garden. Get out of the prison of perfection. Break the glass. Let the world see your cracks, because that is exactly how the light gets in. Stop waiting. Start now.